Yo, what's good with everybody? You already know we back with a brand new video, and today we got a badge glitch for y'all. Before we get to the video, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and we got more of this coming for y'all. Thank you so much for a thousand subscribers. Make sure y'all subscribe so we can get to 1.1k, and we only up from here. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the glitch. Now this is a badge glitch, so obviously you want to use a player that you enjoy using, that you are going to use in the future, and that you want badges for. So for here I have my playmaking shot, and because I'm a shooter, I want my 95 shot. I want everything maxed up on my shot, my 3-point, so that it could be easier for me to get these badges. The better you can shoot, the easier it is. As you see, these are my badges here. I have 13 shooting. Before we start this video, I don't have but 5 playmaking and 4 defensive and 0 finishing. But before we get into it, there's some things we need to do. So we need to go back to the main menu. We're going to quit and go straight back to the main menu, and there is a few little things we have to do that's going to make this a lot easier for us. So yeah, go straight back to the main menu, wait for it to load up. Once it loads up, go over to your features and click on your settings. Make sure you have it on rookie mode, and make sure your game speed is on 50. If it's on 100, it's going to make it really difficult to do this. You want it on 50 to help you with your badges here. Once you're done with that, go over to play now and press NBA today, and it's going to load up. Once it loads up, you can click any of these games here. It does not matter which one, just really click on the first one. Doesn't matter what team you play on, click on it. Just wait for it to load back up. And once it loads back up, I want you guys to press options on your PS4 controller, or whatever you got to do on your Xbox controller. Press options on it. Make sure that the game difficulty, once again, is on rookie. This is going to make it be rookie on My Nation games. It's going to make it a lot easier for your My Nation games and all that. So yeah, make sure it's on rookie, and once you see that it's on rookie, make sure you have a friend online and make sure you can join them. I don't have a capture card, so I can't show you guys me joining them, but I'm going to pause the recording and start the recording back up as soon as I press join them. So yeah, make sure you get a friend online, join them, make sure it's on rookie, make sure your game speed is on 50, no higher than 50, or it's going to make it really difficult. Once you join your friend, go on over to your My Player Nation tab, and if you have a game to play already, go ahead and play that game. If you don't have the game to play, do what I'm about to do. But if you have the game to play, grind out, go crazy, cook them up out there. If you have to get shooting badges, make sure you do your best during that game to get shooting badges. As you know, My Player Nation gets you 2 times points towards your badges, so make sure you grind out during these My Nation games. If you have one to play, go crazy, pause the video, come right back here. You're going to do this step that I'm about to do now after you do that, and it's going to allow you to play multiple My Player Nation games in a day. So yeah, go ahead and play that game. Pause the video, come back, and you're going to be able to play another game after I show you how to do it. Now, if you're like me and it says that you cannot play one right now, I had 27 hours until I can play one as the Knicks team. So what you're going to do is sim to the playoffs when it pops up, sim to the end of the regular season. If you've already played some games in this season, there's a chance that your team might make it. If you've played good games, there's a chance your team might make it to the playoffs. If so, what you're going to do is just play them, but you're not going to play them. So like, if you want to, you can play them and make sure your team loses. You can make your team not score at all, just hold the ball, do turnovers, everything to make sure they lose the first round if you want to. But honestly, I think it's faster to just load the game up, press options, sim to the end, get no VC, and do that for every game until they lose. My team, when I did it, I got to the 3rd round, sadly, so I had to keep on doing it, but it's a lot faster than playing every game of the season, making sure your team wins those 4 games, you know. It's a lot faster just to sim until your team does not make it to the championships and win. If they do win the championships, it's okay. It's just gonna take a little bit longer if you know you win the championships. If you want to win the championships, go ahead. If you want to play the playoff games, go ahead, do what you gotta do. If you want to do that, go ahead. But it's best if you just want to load into the game and sim out the whole game, get no VC, all that, just sim it to the end. A lot faster to get this done. Once you're done simming the playoffs, go ahead and press X to complete the season. This is going to pop up and you want to press yes on that. You're going to spam through all the rest of the playoffs here. You're going to spam through all the awards, and we're going to switch teams after we do this. Now you want to remember what teams are playing on the My Player Nation board, so if you can, take a picture of them so that you can remember who is playing. Now if you got to play a game and let's say you're playing the Raptors versus the Knicks, you cannot play as the Raptors or the Knicks again because they already played a game. So you cannot play as them again. And you only want to play as the teams who have games with the percentages by their names, because those are games that are playable right now. If you choose a team that is on games that have not been played yet, that don't have any percentages, you're going to have to wait a few hours again. So you have to do this process again to switch a different team once again. Like I said, if you've played as the Raptors and you played against the Knicks, you cannot play as the Raptors and you cannot play as the Knicks because the game's already been played, so you cannot play as them again. At least for today. Tomorrow when the My Player Nation game board reloads up and they have new games going on, you can play as them as you want to. But once you've played as those teams, you cannot play as them again for today because the game's already been played, so you cannot replay the game. So yeah, take a picture, make sure you cross out that game, make sure you don't play as the Knicks, make sure you don't play as the Raptors if you play games already, you know. Make sure you choose a different team. Now when it loads up and it asks you to enter the free agency, go ahead and enter the free agency. This is going to allow us to choose a new team. Now you want to choose a team, like I said, that has the percentages behind their names because those games are playable right now. You don't have to wait a few hours for those to be playable. So make sure they have the percentages on their names around the My Player Nation game board. And make sure it's a team you have not played with or against. And also make sure when you're signing your contract that you put it on a 1 year. 1 year contract only. You cannot do it with 4 years on this one, or it's going to take a lot longer for you to do this. Make sure you choose a 1 year. Everything else does not matter. Just make sure you choose 1 year. I'm going to be playing as the Rockets going against the Hawks. So after this, I will not be able to play as the Rockets or the Hawks. That's only for today though. After today, tomorrow when the board resets, you can play as those teams again. But like I said, once the game is played, you cannot play as either team. You cannot play as the team you played as or the team you went against. I'm playing as the Rockets. After this game, I will not be able to play as the Rockets, and we're going against the Hawks. After this game, I will not be able to play as the Hawks because the game will no longer be available. We've already played it, so we cannot replay it. And just a reminder, ball out. This is a My Player Nation game. Double points towards all your badges that you're trying to go for. Best to focus on 1 badge per game. I'm a shooter. I need my shooting badges. I focus on my shooting badges. That's what I really needed. So I'm focusing on my shooting badges. I'm getting as many points as I can. I'm shooting my threes like I can. I'm going crazy, doing the best that I can for this game. It's double points for your badges, so make sure you play as good as you can. I'm gonna let it fast forward through this game that I'm playing. Play your game, and we're gonna get right back to the next part. Okay, so I just finished my Player Nation game. As you see, I don't have a game available for another, what is that, 3 hours? I don't have another game available for another 3 hours. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing we just did all over again. We're gonna sim to the end of the season and get a new team. A new team that's on the board that's already played that we haven't played as or against, and that's how we're gonna do it. Now I'm really bad at recording, so I didn't record the part that I need to record of me simming to the end of the season. But once you're done simming to the end of the season, hopefully your team didn't make it to the playoffs. If they did, just sim every game to the end. And once it's done, complete the season and you're gonna enter into the free agency once again. Like I said, I didn't get to record what team I switched into and everything, but I'm gonna insert this clip again just for you guys who don't know how to do it and might have forgotten. Enter the free agency, choose a new team that hasn't played yet, one that you haven't played as and one that you haven't played against. Make sure they have a percentage by their name so you can play their game without waiting for a few hours. Make sure you put the contract on 1 year, the VC amount, the time, all that doesn't matter. But I would say it's probably best you put your minutes as low as you can, put everything else, your bonus down as low as you can. But make sure you put your contract on 1 year. That's really what's going to make this a lot easier, a lot faster. Put your contract on 1 year. VC does not matter because, like I said, you're going to be simming to the end in the playoffs games. And I don't really know if that really counts towards your My Player Nation games. Once you get onto your new team, go ahead, head over to your My Player Nation game tab again. You should have a game available. Go ahead, start that new game. Once again, that's 2 My Player Nation games back to back. If you already have one, that's 3. If you didn't have one available, you probably played about 2. Now, the weird thing about this Bulls game that I'm playing here, this dude I was guarding was invisible. I don't know. The whole game, he was invisible, so it was weird. I'm trying to find where the guy is that I'm guarding. It's kind of difficult for me to shoot because man's just invisible. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if I'm highly contested or not. He's invisible for some reason. But anyways, play this game as best as you can again. Get your badge points. I'm a shooter. I'm going for my shootings. I didn't do anything else. Didn't pass the ball. I went for crazy shots. Did crazy stuff. Got as many points as I could. So yeah, I'm about to fast forward this and I'll get back to y'all. So my Player Nation game is over. As you see, I played Oklahoma. I played the Bulls versus Oklahoma. And that game is no longer available. See how they have percentages by their names? Those are the games that have been played already. I'm playing as the Bulls versus the Spurs next, and we don't want to wait 4 hours, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to another team again. Now you can do this as many times as you like. There is no limit to how many times you can do this. I mean, there is. I mean, once you run out of games, you run out of games. That's about it. That's the only limit. But you can do it tomorrow. You can play every single game here almost, depending on what teams there are. But you see, I'm playing as the Bulls and the Spurs next. I've already played as the Bulls. I can't do that unless I want to wait the 4 hours, but I don't want to wait the 4 hours, so I'm going to switch to a different team by simming to the playoffs again. We're going to complete the season, enter the free agency, go to our contract, make sure it's a 1-year contract, and yeah, we're just going to keep repeating it like that. And as long as you choose the right teams, you should be able to play your My Player Nation games all day until the board is done. That's it for the end of this video. If you have any questions, I know it can be a little bit confusing, so if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below, and I will definitely get back to them. Make sure you like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn the post notifications on. I post all the time. This works on PlayStation and Xbox. Might even work on next gen depending on how their My Player Nation games work. I'm not sure if it's the same or different, but it should work on next gen too. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I'll catch y'all next time.